Yo, welcome back to another video. We're going to be featuring a different team today. We got the Dusclops paired with the Golbat, and we got the Vigoroth right here. First, we're going to be staying in here just because we can tank this move pretty easily. When discharge goes through, you easily can tank that. We're going to go for this Ice Punch here to do some chip damage. We do not want to see this Charger Bug in the back, so we can soft lose this or potentially win with the Poltergeist there, but we're going to just go for this Ice Punch right here. One Ice Punch goes through, another one doesn't quite get through. Now we're going to have the decision to make. Are we going to go in with our Golbat or the Vigoroth? We're deciding to go with the Vigoroth. We're looking for a farm down maybe. Let's see. One X-Scissor goes through. Okay, we decide that we're not going to have enough time to get to a farm down, so we're just going to go for this Body Slam as soon as possible. They have the Vigoroth in the back. We're going to switch out into the Golbat. Our Golbat here is going to have to tank a Rock Slide. We're going to go for this Poison Fang here. Poison Fang is going to do some good and neutral damage. And we're going to try to get to another. Okay, it looks like they were able to win CAP. This Body Slam does take out the Golbat right there. And unfortunately for us, it ends up being the Togetic in the back. Togetic is going to have a favorable matchup against this Vigoroth. So looks like we're just going to give up this game. And unfortunately, we leave all the shields on the table right there. So unfortunate that we didn't use the shields correctly. But let's see what we do next here. Next, we have the Dusclops versus the Charger Bug. Once again, don't want to see this in the back. So this time, let's see if we play this a little bit differently. They're going to throw a move here. Ends up being the X-Scissor bait. So they either have X-Scissor and Crunch, or that was just a weird bait right there. They're going to switch out into the Vigoroth. We're going to switch into our Shadow Golbat right here. We do tank a Rock Slide, but this time we're going to throw these Poison Fangs as soon as possible, as this Poison Fang right here gets it debuffed, and then this next Poison Fang potentially could take it out. And they actually just sack it, so they actually have the Shadow Golbat as well. We're going to go back in with our Dusclops here. Dusclops does have a ton of energy to throw at this Golbat. One Ice Punch goes shielded. We're going to tank a Poison Fang here. Was not nearly enough energy for the Shadow Ball. And then we're going to reset right there, and we're going to go into our Vigoroth. Vigoroth is going to potentially get to 2 Rock Slides, I believe. Let's see. One X-Scissor doesn't quite take it out. We are just over farming here. We're going to go for this Rock Slide right here because it potentially could get it low enough for a farm down. It does take it out. And luckily for us, the Rock Slide did go through. We're going to go for another Rock Slide. This is going to get a shield or big damage. And then our opponent here does get to another move before we can get to that Body Slam. So they use some energy. And now we're just going to go for this huge Poltergeist here. Is it going to be enough? Yes, it is. So GG's to our opponent right there. Able to win off of a Charger Bug lead right there. Interesting that their opposing Charger Bug only really used X-Scissor. Do we ever see Discharge ever used? I don't know. Okay, so our opponent here switches out into the Charger Bug. This is exactly where we want to see Charger Bug, so they actually did us a favor. We're going to stay in, obviously. This time they had the Discharge. But this time we're gonna pretend like we're gonna build up to the Poltergeist. We're gonna throw this Ice Punch. We do get a shield, which is huge, because if they had shielded the big move, that would have been a lot of energy. So this time we're gonna go for the Poltergeist on the second go. Let's see if they shield it. They do shield this one, so good shield by them. This is obvious. We're gonna go in with our Vigoroth. Vigoroth is the only thing that can withstand these moves and potentially throw a Rock Slide. They're going to switch out into the Vigoroth again. We're going to have this Shadow Golbat ready for it. One Poison Fang does go through. They're potentially going to be going for a Rock Slide. So I think what we want to do here is shield. They go for the Body Slam. Okay, good bait. And then we're actually just going to farm down at this point, I believe. We're going to take this Body Slam because it's not Rock Slide energy. Now we have a shield and good amount of energy for whatever comes back in with no shields. Charger Bug comes in. We're going to go for the Shadow Ball. Doesn't quite take it out, but after the one fast move, it does take it out. We're going to go for this Poison Fang right here versus this Golbat to soften this Golbat. Go back in with our Vigoroth, go for this Rock Slide, and because it's debuff, it should be enough. We're going to have to shield right here. ends up being the Poison Fang, which is fine. And then this Rock Slide should take it out because it is debuffed. And boom! GG's to our opponent right there. They actually did us a favor on that one, switching to the Charger Bug early, which is fortunate for us that we were able to get the Charger Bug out of the way as soon as possible. All right, next, let's see. Dusclops versus the Charger Bug. Okay, pretty decent. This is going to be a soft loss, or if we get risky, we could go for the Poltergeist there. But let's see what our opponent ends up. Okay, this one has Crunch, so this kind of changes this dynamic a little bit more. They do get the debuff, so they are way ahead of schedule. They're going to be able to throw another move here. We're going to shield here just to get off another move, potentially 2 moves. So that was a huge difference between this one and last game, as we know that the Crunch is a little bit more super effective, and they are able to farm us down right there, but they did invest 2 shields, so we do have that for us. Now we know that they have the Crunch and X-Scissor version, so okay, our opponent here is able to get to another X-Scissor, which is fine. Now we're going to throw a fast move, and then we're going to throw this Body Slam. This Body Slam will take out this Charger Bug finally, but this Charger Bug has absolutely wreaked havoc on our entire team. They have the Primate in the bag, which is a great matchup for our Shadow Golbat. We're going to shield here. And our opponent actually has the Shadow Dragonair, so we're going to go for the Shadow Ball right here. We're going to do some huge damage. It doesn't quite take it out, but we are able to farm down. And because of that, we are able to get to this Poison Fang to debuff this Primate, and then we're going to be able to fast move it down. So GG's to our opponent right there. That Shadow Golbat absolutely wrecking havoc, doing some huge damage on the end game right there. All right, next, let's see. We got the Dusclops versus the Lara. Whoa, I haven't seen this ever. So this is definitely a neutral matchup right here, kind of depending on the bait, as the Ice Punches here would not be super effective. So let's see if we're going to get a shield from our opponent here. How likely are they going to shield here? We do get a shield, which is fantastic. That's already job well done by this Dusclops. Getting a shield out of this situation is better than nothing. They're going to be able to get to another move here. We're going to let it go. Ends up being the Body Slam. So they're playing with fire a little bit. We're going to go for this Ice Punch to do some neutral damage, as it's a soft loss, but we did get a shield. Looking for the farm down with the Vigoroth, unfortunately does not happen. We're going to decide to shield right here because energy with the Vigoroth is pretty impactful. We're going to throw this Body Slam at this Primate. This Primate is pretty tanky for taking a Body Slam, right? They go for the Cross Chop. So Primate here doesn't know the Cross Chop. They end up having double fighters in the back. Unfortunately for them, we have Shadow Golbat, which is really good against these fighters. We get the debuff right here. This is going to be an easy shield, even if it's a break bait. And we're going to go for another Poison Fang here. This next Poison Fang does take out the Hakamo, and then these wing attacks are just doing some brutal damage. So check out this team if you haven't already, and let us know if you enjoyed the video.